right. Tuesday recap. We had 10 a.m. news. Um, red folder. Usually we do wait for that to come out. Um, but I kind of figured it's not really a big news release. All it really comes out at 8:30, and those ones are what price usually waits for. Sometimes it does wait for it, but if it does, then it's going to chop up and there's no entries anyway. So there is a good entry. Just protect your stop for 10 a.m. news comes around because it still will manipulate or distribute. Make sure it's protected, make sure you're break even, all that crap. Uh, so like, as long as you're in a good position, you can still take a trade before that. Um, but I just want to go over what we had today. It was god awful, by the way. Um, but going into the morning, there really wasn't anything to really look at. There wasn't a clear direction really. Um, what we did have was we did open up right here. Uh, that's probably a little zoomed out. Yeah, so we open up right here. Right off of open, we put in this SMT with all of those, and then we immediately got this signature right here. Now, ES was more bearish, so if you were to take an entry, it should have been on ES. Um, I I saw this a little late, but this is a trade I would take, I think, in the future. Off of that candle close, right? I'll put my stop at the body probably. Oh yeah, the reason why I didn't take this, not only because I reacted late, but also because ES already swept these London lows, I mean Asia lows, and we didn't really have a clear target. NQ did still have this Asia low, and it did seem like we were going towards it, but there was an S&T there, so we didn't necessarily need to. So that's why I didn't take that. But then yeah, so we open up this 5 minute fair value gap right here, and uh ES had this too, and I wanted to see, right, because we had these lows right here on ES, and I wanted to see if we respected this 5 minute fair value gap, I would look for a continuation to at least this liquidity level. But instead we traded aggressively into it, right? And there was no confirmation for us to go short. So since we traded aggressively like that, got this like V-shaped sort of recovery. Uh, really wasn't looking for shorts anymore. Looking at this too, we also had this FMT at these lows, and then we got this displacement above this high. Um, so that's your unicorn entry, I guess. Um, and this is where I kind of made a mistake. I was really only looking at the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute. I wasn't looking at the one, two, three, four. I mean the 2, 3, 4 minute time frames, which is something I think I need to look at more. Because it really wasn't clear that where you retrace to. But if you look at the 2 minute right here, we had this 2 minute gap, 3 minute gap, 4 minute gap, but it wasn't on the 5 minute, so I didn't see it. But if I want to take this 4 minute gap right here, right, I want to see some rejection out of it, possibly. And we had this fair value gap right here, right, and this fair value gap too. We get this projection, right, which is good, but not really enough. And then we get this down close candle and this up close candle. So we get this order block created right here, and we inverse this fair value gap. Um, Personally, I really didn't have enough confidence until I looked into the 5 minute time frame, right? And I saw that this closed up here above that. So your entry could have been at that 5 minute candle, stops below that, and then target London highs to 2 to 3. Only reason why I didn't take it was because um, I still wasn't crazy confident uh, in the draw being higher for some reason. Um, I think this is because I usually don't take my entries on the 5 minute time frame. Um, and I think I probably should, to be honest, because I'm more often I'm right on the 5 minute time frame than I am on the 1 minute time frame. And also like it's not going to take longer necessarily to go to my target. I still have the same exact target, which was this London high. It's just you drop down to the lower time frames to find maybe a better stop loss or something. So the candle closed at 9:55. So the candle closed right there. So my entry would have been Actually, wait, am I tripping? Yeah, yeah. Okay. So yeah, the 5 minute close would have been at 9:54, right? Right there. And stops or this below this 5 minute candle, right? So really there wasn't anywhere I could really move my stop to safely. If I wanted to, the more aggressive entry, I could have done the body of that. Um, and yeah, that would have worked perfectly fine. But there was this 1 minute inverse that I wanted to see, a 1 minute that I wanted to see inverse, but really I didn't really need to see that because number one, ES is the bearish pair, right? And then you want to see on that same 950 candle, 950, 954 candle, we strongly closed above that. I mean, we had this big wick too, and we almost closed above that big wick, but we also, inverse the 5 minute and we created this order block right here. So even the bearish pair is showing bullish signs. So that should have been enough for an entry. Um, Trying to think of why I didn't enter, and yeah, it was really just it's just because I was looking for a continuation trade. Number one, not a reversal. This is more of a reversal trade. Um, this is a reversal trade, not a continuation. So what I was looking for is if we can close above this high and then get a retrace, I would take it to London highs and probably this high right here. Um, I would probably go break even at London highs to be honest, because there's not much pointage. There's like 20 points right here. But I would have my take profit right here, which was it. But yeah, so judging from this, I always want to keep an eye on the 9:30 Judas. We didn't have any 8:30 news either, so 9:30 Judas I should keep my eyes on that. And also, yeah, switching between the 2, 3, 4 minute, if there's not a 5 minute gap, because those are still definitely relevant. It's only one less minute in the time frame, still an imbalance. So we tapped into this 1 minute imbalance too, which would have been like a unicorn entry right here. Um, but yeah, if the 5 minute didn't close above, right, and let's say I didn't see that, I would wait for this fair value gap to get inverse. So that fair value gap got inverse, my stops would have been at this low, and then take profit would have been at this high. So still over 4R if I took that, but yeah, I didn't have the confidence for some reason. Um I just have a problem putting on trades to be honest. I don't I think it's the money aspect just because I I don't have a lot of money to my name right now, and just the thought of having to buy another account after if I fail this one, uh, it's terrible because I don't know if I have enough money to, survive for the rest of my college, on food and stuff. So I think as soon as that mental aspect of like money, like as soon as I have a good cushion, trading shouldn't be fine because I won't be scared of putting money on because I'll have enough money to buy more accounts or something. I'm not scared of failing the account. That's my problem. I'm scared of failing the account. Um, and just confidence on the overall trade. I just need more confidence. And, today's price action was by far not good in any way. Um, but still, I should have been able to at least scale into some sort of entry today because I did have a clear draw and it was showing all signs where it was going. Um, no doubt in my mind, I do have that one model where it's just continuation. It's keep going. The draw is super clear. We already got the break of structure. Um, and we're just waiting for the retrace. Like that is super clear in my mind. I'll take that. Um, but it probably will happen sometime this week. Um, but I'm not really expecting it to necessarily because it's before election and price action is going to be terrible until the election happens, and it might be bad after the election happens. And then we have December, which is one of the worst months to trade. So it's it's kind of tough. Um, Still trying to pass my first account, and I want to pass it fast, because prop firm accounts aren't meant to be, slowly taken. They're meant to be passed pretty quickly. That's how you're supposed to do them, but it's just not ideal conditions. Um, But yeah. Yeah, so I have to make sure, key points, make sure to uh look in between the 1 and 5 minute time frames for gaps, even above like the 6 minute, 7 minute, in certain cases. And then when I see, ES close above that, close above it like that with this order block, and also NQ inverses with the order block. After we sweat out Asia lows and we have a short-term SMT, you know, uh, that should be enough to at least scale into maybe even half position size or something like that. Um, but yeah, anything else I want to go over? Mm, yeah, not much else to really go over today. It's pretty, pretty terrible, pretty horrendous. Yeah, that's it.